Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Nicola Dickens. This is Free Mike here. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel, whichever the case may be. And as you guys know, I'm an angel. My pillow says so. That is how it works in this house. So today we are reviewing Kreemcycle from Mojave Cannabis and Debbie's Dispensary. It is an 80-20 indica hybrid. So we are going to jump into that in just a moment. If you can give me just a second. To turn down my volume and share this feed out. Sorry guys, I know this takes a minute. It is the worst part of all of this, but I promise I am getting it down. So give me just a quick second. I will do this as fast as I possibly can because we all know I try to do this and I can't multitask to save my own life. So tweets. And we are done, I think. Nope, one more. Okay, let's get into this. I hope everybody's having a great day. Please don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe to join the Wheaties family. That's what we do here. That's how we roll. That is what we like to do. We want to build this family up, build the education up behind it, because that is a major deal. Education behind cannabis will help teach not only the cannabis patient, but the employer or anybody else, because that's another thing that we're going to start going into is what the actual Arizona state laws are. If you have a medical marijuana card and you are smoking legally in the state of Arizona, I am going to show you how to get through some of those employment issues when it comes to a drug screen. So we are not doing that today, but when we go back on with Coffee with Nicola, that's one of the first things that we'll be doing. I will be starting Coffee with Nicola back up next Thursday, so stay tuned. We are going to get into those laws and figure out if there is a way we can make this work. So, give me just a minute. Let me put this on Instagram. Maybe. Why did my live just end? Checking my connection. There we go. Alrighty, so today we are reviewing Kreemcycle. I already have it out in its pretty little pouch there. Look how beautiful this stuff is. As you guys know, I did a weed haul from Debbie's Dispensary and Mojave Cannabis. It has been amazing. I have absolutely adored smoking all of this concentrate. However, next week when I do my weed haul, I'm going to go through the ins and outs. So next Thursday when we sit down, or next Friday when we sit down and do the next weed haul, what I'm going to do is I'm going to explain to you guys how you can make a huge dent in that pricing. Coupons that you can get that can help you get better prices at dispensaries. Different things that you can do with dispensaries in order to get free deals. We're going to go through a lot of this stuff next Friday on the show out here. I'm going to bring a coupon book to show you guys what they look like because they actually do have them. There are coupon books in Arizona for some dispensaries. I don't believe Debbie's Dispensary does have a coupon in that book just yet, but I'm sure that as it goes, they will have them. So we are going to go ahead and heat up this banger, try this out for this morning. Kreemcycle is also the concentrate that I use to infuse in the gummy leaves yesterday, and all I did was infuse the vegetable glycerin. We are going to do on Facebook today, we're going to go through the rest of the process and make those gummy leaves. I was so tired yesterday afternoon that after I did Raffy and Tigger's video, I passed out. So, I did get the infusion done. I just didn't get further than that, so we're going to be doing that today. I do apologize. I know that there were people that were waiting for that one, And yeah, I just like crashed. I don't know what the heck was going on. I was just so freaking tired. I don't know if it's been all of the heat in Arizona lately because it has been hot. My husband said coming home from work yesterday, it was 116 degrees out there. So I'm like, holy shit, no. So I think it's the heat that's doing it. It does happen. We do react to the heat. Let me get comments up because I forgot about him. Christy Randall, how you doing this morning, sweetie? Okay, that was a hitter. I forgot that I put stuff in there beforehand. Because when we did a dab this morning, we did the Kreemcycle, but it was at 4 o'clock. And I forgot to clean up my banger. Obviously, we didn't smoke it all. Oh, that has a really good taste, a real spice to it though. So if you have a sore throat or a cold or anything like that that's going to cause your throat to be really raspy and sore, this one is going to hurt. Yay, I'm glad you're doing good. It has, it's been a long road. I have actually been in to see my therapist every week for a month and a half now. So, which is amazing for me because I normally chicken out and I'm like, no, I can't go today, I can't walk out the door. But I've done really good about keeping those appointments. I've been doing really good about working with some of the issues that I've been dealing with myself, just from the anxiety of having to walk out that door and trying to get things going so that way, I can be more active in the community as well. That's one of the things that I don't like about all of this is that I'm really not that active in the community because it's hard for me to leave my house. So I want to become a little bit more active. A friend of mine actually called me last night or texted me last night, and he wanted me to know if I was going to go to the META meeting here in Arizona. Good friend of mine, and had I known that it was last night, I would have planned a little bit better for it. But again, I was so tired. I have been so tired. And then with surgery and everything coming up, I went ahead and stayed home last night. So I didn't go to the META meeting. I didn't meet my friend that I haven't seen in, oh my God, 5 or 6 years. And I love him to death. Him and I worked, he was actually the business owner for the nonprofit that I helped with. I was the secretary treasurer on his nonprofit. It was Flying Over Time. His grandfather, amazing man, actually built the Spirit of St. Louis, the airplane. So I was on the board for a couple of years, had the best time of my life. Let me tell you, it was so much fun. I met so many people. I told you guys about meeting the Tuscanini Airmen. I met them through that nonprofit that I was with. So I have a lot of experience with nonprofits. I love nonprofits. I love partnering up with nonprofits and helping work with them. So I've done a lot of charity work in the past. I love it. If he decides he wants to start Flying Over Time up again, it would be a hard thing if he asked me if I wanted to come back on the board. It would be a hard thing. I would really have to think about it because I absolutely adored that board. Here, let's warm this up just a little bit more so that we get a good dab out of it since I'm talking your ear off. But one of the funniest stories that I have with them was if you guys have ever been to Challenger Space Center here in Peoria, Arizona, it's really, really a cool place to be. Well, we would do shows there of the Spirit of St. Louis and bring people in. The Tuscanini Airmen were there for that. And there was one night we had a massive setup to do. It was a huge thing, and we all ended up sleeping at Challenger Space Center. We all had sleeping bags and we all slept there. It was so much fun. It really was. My kids were completely involved in that nonprofit. It was amazing. It actually pushed my youngest son. He hated reading. Hated reading. The owner of Nova Hall, the friend of mine, actually wrote a book about his grandfather, and that was the first book my son picked up and read cover to cover. I was so shocked. And he actually read it cover to cover 2 to 3 times because he loved it so much, and because he had such a personal view with being able to meet the author of that book, being able to work with that author of that book. So it was amazing. It really was. It was one hell of an experience that I just am so happy that I got. So as always, guys, fuck cancer, fuck anxiety, fuck depression. It was that nonprofit that I'm not a salesperson, never have been. His nonprofit, I actually sold a $10,000 painting. It was so cool. I've never sold anything in my life, but I did sell that. And I was like, holy shit, this is so cool. I had so much fun. I ended up splitting the commission with a friend of mine that was helping me do setup. God, I miss those guys. They were so much fun. I'm going to have to get a hold of all of them and have them come out sometime, and we'll just smoke, because they all smoke too. So we'll just smoke and talk and chat, and maybe I can get them on the show. You guys can meet them. They are so much fun. Yep, fuck anxiety, fuck depression. Free Mike here. Woohoo. Hey Miranda, how you doing, sweetie? It is good to see you this morning. Yeah, therapy has been a blessing. We just finished going through safe space because I'm going to do EMDR. And that's interesting because you have to kind of get into that mental safe place. And I have a hard time doing that. So they gave me the headphones and these little vibrating things that you put in your hands. And I'm like, I can't do this. This is too distracting. And she's like, okay, we can try something else. And so she tried this pointer that she would just like go back and forth with. And then she tried a laser dot with one of, those laser pointer things. And that really helped. So I guess my eyes are a way of getting me to relax, which is really cool that they do that and they go through all of that with you. So I think it's cool. I've been practicing on how to get to my safe space when I need to be there. So that way, when I do go out in public, I can go to that safe space if I start freaking out. It's so bad. Oh my God, guys, it is so bad. Last year at Bike Week, I freaked out. Everybody got up there to see ZZ Top, and I was in the crowd, and as people were coming, I mean, everything just closed in, and then the earthquake started in my head, and I got weak to the knees, and I felt like I was going to throw up, and I'm like, oh my God, I can't do this. Get me out of here. And so security had to surround me, and my husband grabbed onto me because at that point in time, I can't really, I can see, but everything gets really jumbled because I get these intermittent earthquakes. So yeah, it's bad. And there are times that I'm just like, get me out of here, get me out of here, get me out of here. And that's all you can think is get me out of here, make it stop, make it stop. And so we're working on that. It's been interesting. I know. So yeah. Today is Doctor Day. Oh, you're doing safe place therapy too. That is so cool. Yeah, well, I hope it works for you. I'm hoping it works for me. So yeah, I hope it does work. We'll have to compare notes. If you find an easier way to get there, or if I do, we'll just compare notes and see if we can help each other get there. That's how we roll. Alrighty, so let's get into this. Kreemcycle, there is not a lot known about it, at least not educationally wise. As you guys know, I don't use Leafly simply because the information can be correct or changed or replaced or moved at any point in time. I don't like that. All of my reviews come off of actual test results. So if I don't see a test result, you're not going to get a whole lot of information, just like you don't on this one because I couldn't find the test results. So what I was able to find that I know that is true and factual goes like this. So this is Kreemcycle. It is an 80-20 indica hybrid. It comes from Northern Lights. a skunk, and an AK-47. This runs about a 14 to 20% THC rating. Again, I couldn't find a test to narrow that down any better, so that one was pretty difficult. This one it has more of an orangey, spice, sweet. I kind of still have it in my throat, so it kind of lingers a little bit, so you can still kind of have that taste a little while after. I want to say that there's like a citrusy, lemony in it, but it might be the Sprite that I was drinking, so I don't want to say that. But it has a very good flavor. It does have that spice. It will burn your throat if that's some of the issues that you do have. So the effects of this are energizing, focused, giggly, happy, motivational, relaxing, and uplifting. Medicinally to treat anxiety, bipolar disorder, chronic pain, depression, fatigue, headaches, loss of appetite, migraines, muscle spasms, nausea, PTSD, and stress. And that is a mouthful. So I can tell you for certain that this is not for a beginner smoker. This one does have a good kick to her. For your experienced smokers, you're going to feel that relaxation. It's not like that blanket effect that I talk about. It kind of sneaks up on you a little bit, and then you'll just start feeling the pain kind of start melting away a little bit. With this one, it does not help with migraines. I'm going to tell you that right up front. I had a migraine come on the other night. I did smoke some Kreemcycle. It wasn't 5 minutes later I was taking my migraine medicine because it had thrown my migraine into a bit of a loop. So please understand, some of the strains are awesome for certain things, but they're not great for others. This one, not so great in the migraine section. So just so you know that. Taste is I mean, it really has that sickly taste, that creamsicle taste to it, like a ice cream sickle pop. Only the herbally burn is about it. So, good stuff, good stuff. Let's go ahead and light this up again. I went ahead and pulled Debbie's Dispensaries handbook out again because there is another part of it I want to kind of talk to you about a little bit because it's really good. And it's about the cannabinoid system. I've been looking for different resources in order to explain the cannabinoid system to people because I've had a lot of questions on it. And Debbie's Dispensary actually writes it up really, really well. Wow, I'm still hitting the sucker. Okay, we'll hit this, and then we'll do another dab when we're done reading, because I can't do another one on top of this. Holy shit, that's a lot. We have so much extra concentrate this week, which we don't normally have. So we've been doing larger dabs. I need to cut that back a little bit. Shit's falling. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the cannabinoid system, if I can say the word. Whatever. If I can figure out where to put it. Where did you put it? The endocannabinoid system. Humans have used drugs to drive. Okay, I really know how to read. I swear to God, I'm a dork, but I know how to read. Phew. Okay, let's try this again. Humans have used drugs derived from an opium poppy for thousands of years to lessen pain and produce euphoria. In 1973, scientists discovered the brain receptors that interact with these opioids, which include opium, morphine, and heroin. In 1975, the first of the brain's natural chemicals that bind with these receptors was identified. Really? That was a 002 number. That was interesting. The similarities of these chemicals, that's not what I wanted. Damn it. this is not what I wanted, so I quit. So in here they have the risks of for use of medical marijuana. Potential psychological problems. The issue as to whether marijuana may be a gateway drug to the use of more dangerous products is a heavily debated matter. There is no doubt, however, that marijuana use has defined risks that need to be considered. Marijuana, like all psychoactive drugs, has a potential for abuse and addiction. There is an urban myth that marijuana is completely safe to use and does not have any addictive properties. This is simply false, basically. It's propaganda disseminated by groups with political agendas to press for national decriminalization of the use of marijuana so it can be consumed for recreational purposes. It is estimated up to 50% of individuals who utilize marijuana daily will become addicted. The use of marijuana can cause problems with lethargy, you know the word. That's the one of the, there's certain words like, oh God, I'm gonna try to say it. Allulium? Tinfoil. But I can't ever say the other word. For some reason, I can never say that word. It's just, I can't do it. So, poor memory and a decline in work or school performance. Patients should be informed that the decline in mental function that may occur with chronic use of marijuana might not always be reversible when the product is discontinued. I want to speak on that one just a little bit. That is actually a very true statement. However, it depends on the individual. Every individual reacts to cannabis or any type of substance differently. For people like my husband that can put pretty much anything down and walk away from it, I don't see him as having that addictive personality. I, on the other hand, have a very, very addictive personality. However, medical marijuana, I can't say really that I have an addiction to it. And the only reason why I say that is because I'll be walking or I'll be doing stuff around the house and I won't smoke. I will forget to actually smoke. If I'm not in pain, I don't need it. So, I mean, it may go on all day that I don't smoke. On some days, I just come on and do a weed review. Sorry, there's a bee like over there stalking me. So, it kind of really depends on the person. I don't personally feel like I have a cannabis addiction, only because I forget to do it all the time. And there are days that if I don't have it, I don't have it. You know, it is what it is. I'll find something else to do. I have another channel to work with. You know, my Love Your Husky channel. I do other things. So I have, you know, my Facebook groups. I have other stuff that I can do. So it's not like if I don't smoke, oh my God, I don't have nothing to do. So, yeah, if I don't feel that if I'm not in pain, I don't even notice that I haven't done the cannabis. So, and I have done that all day long, to where on a Saturday or Sunday, we've been out doing stuff, and we've been out all day. I'm tired, I'm cranky at that point in time, but that's because I'm sore. And I'm sore not because I'm sore because I have poor muscle tone because I'm a cancer patient. I'm going in for surgeries. And you just don't have the energy that you used to have. It's something, it takes it all the way out of you. Plus I'm on quite a few medications, so that makes it kind of difficult. And there are medications that I cannot stop taking. It's you know, it's insulin to my husband is the same to me. If I stop taking it, all of the symptoms of the chemotherapy and radiation damage come back, and it's hell. I start shaking, and not shaking like an addiction type of a shaking, because I am not on a narcotic at all. So that isn't too much of an issue. It's a lot of the times the pain that comes back. I have a lot of tissue damage from surgeries, from chemotherapy, from radiation, and I did several different forms of chemotherapy. We did suppository chemotherapies, we did direct installation chemotherapies, We did IV therapies at the very beginning, which was years ago. Sorry. And that all leaves its toll on your body. I have memory issues, but I had memory issues before I ever started cannabis. And it's not worse. So I can't say that it's a major problem because it hasn't gotten worse. It has, it's basically stayed the same. I have noticed, however, that I can't really smoke to get high anymore. I can smoke to get comfortable, but not necessarily high. I don't really get that euphoric feeling. I have eaten a 300 milligram edible, nothing. I want to think, what is the highest I've done? Well, I've done 4 grams of RSO, and you get pretty loaded of that, let me tell you. And it's really hard when you get off of that RSO because you're doing maintenance doses every month. That it is really hard to achieve that euphoric state. So I don't see that. I don't get that benefit anymore. So all I'm getting is that pain reduction or that inflammation reduction, depending on what's in it, because I also like to work with CBD. CBD is an awesome product. Really good, especially for inflammation. So I do want to let you guys know about that. Physical problems associated. There were only 2 risks for use of marijuana. We already read the first one, so the second one, physical problems associated with the use of marijuana. Besides the psychological problems that may arise with the use of medical marijuana, there are other inherent adverse medical events that may occur depending on how the product is utilized. The most common technique of consumption, or of consuming marijuana, is through inhalation of the smoke of the burned marijuana product. So flower, concentrate, hashish, whatever you're smoking. Just as tobacco smoke is filled with harmful tars and the carcinogens, so is the smoke from burned marijuana. That is actually very true. There are established medical risks for the use of marijuana when the delivery system is through inhaling and the smoke of the burnt product. And this includes the risks of heart disease, cardiac arrhythmia, obstructive pulmonary disease, including acute or chronic bronchitis and emphysema, and the potential risks for cancer involving mouth, throat, and lungs. So, the reason why I wanted to read that second one was because of that very last line right there. A potential increased risk for cancer involving mouth, throat, and lungs. I have a good friend of mine. It's actually not a good friend of mine. He's a friend of mine in Tucson. He is the father of a friend of mine. So we call him Dad. You know how that works. He ended up with a form of lung cancer, and I cannot remember what it was to save my life. He did do, I want to say he did 1 cancer treatment, but I can't remember if he didn't, or he just turned it down. And he started RSO, the same like I had done. He did the same thing, exactly the same thing. He did his 100 doses in like 33, 35 days. So he's actually been cleared of that lung cancer, I believe. I will have to check with him and let you guys know, because I do believe he has been cleared from the lung cancer at this point in time. So it goes either way. If you use the cannabis the way that it's directed to be used, like if you use the Rick Simpson oil the way it's supposed to be used, by eating it, not smoking it, you will find that the benefits far outweigh anything that you'll notice. I refused chemotherapy this last time. The risks versus the positives were overwhelming. So I personally decided to do RSO. I've done so many different chemotherapy treatments and cancer treatments that it just blows at this point in time, and I won't do another. So I did Rick Simpson oil. I still have a bladder disease, and we don't know if I have the cancer at this particular point in time because my doctor can't go in and look until the insurance allows him to take out the bladder. So in August, we should hopefully find out if the cancer is still there or what. We don't know, because I go back into surgery on my birthday in August. So that's August 30th, just so you guys know. So let's go ahead and heat this up and do this last dab. Thank you guys for listening. It is something that I like to do. I like to be able to make sure to educate people and let them know how things work and how things aren't working. There are myths to it, and then there are actual facts and risks that do exist when it comes to marijuana. If you're smoking cannabis that isn't fully tested for carcinogens, you have no idea what you're putting in your body, and that's a very scary thing. Here in the state of Arizona, they do not require testing for carcinogens right now. And that is a scary, scary thing, because you don't know what you're putting in your body along with the cannabis. That's why I'm hoping that they will institute on a federal level the proper testing techniques for our safety. That's what it's there for. It's there to protect us as patients. Also remember that if you ever get into any type of trouble with medical marijuana, that you need to get a hold of the Normal Foundation. They do help with all of those things. So, yeah, they're great. Michael Weiss is the head attorney there, and the head guy, V-Man. So, he's a great guy. Love him to death. Always there to answer some questions. Always down to answer some questions. I have actually had him out to do a couple of videos with me. It was really cool. We had a really nice talk about some of the laws with concentrates, and now that the laws have changed, it is amazing. Concentrates are now considered legal under the law. They're no longer considered a hashish product, hashish product is now allowed. So I think that's pretty cool. Because it scared me. The Tucson police, they were pulling people over, and if they found concentrate in your car, it didn't matter how much concentrate you had, you were going to jail. They were very serious about it. They didn't want concentrate. Flour was fine. Concentrate, no. As you guys know, if I'm going to be in Tucson, that's a very long drive. I'm going to be taking medicine with me, and so I carry it in a lockbox, and it scares the hell out of me. We do it safely. We don't do it when we're driving, that type of thing. I don't do it at all, or I do it mostly. He doesn't, unless we're stopped at the doctor or whatnot, and we're in the parking lot. But yeah. So as always, fuck cancer, fuck depression, fuck anxiety. Having a beautiful day. Get back to my comments here. You're going to the doctor today, sweetie? What are you going to the doctor for? Miranda, what are you going to the doctor for? Oh, that's good. Or you could just text me later. Oh, so good. So yummy. Really does have an orange flavor to it. Kind of, it's more of like a burnt orange flavor. So but it's not a bad burnt. I don't know how to describe it. Been feeling sick. I'm sorry, hon. Papa, you can't have the frog. So Raffy is sitting down in front of the camera right down here, and there's a frog that came face to face with him and did his little ribbit thing. So Raffy stood up. If I had my phone, I'd take a picture of it. And now he's like, what the hell are you? He's kind of looking at it like this, trying to figure out what the hell it is. He laid back down. He's just watching this frog. Okay, I got the giggles. This is a good strain for that. Because it's an 80-20 indica hybrid, it would also be a good strain for RSO. So when it comes to RSO, you want heavy indicas. And heavy indicas would be anything that's 75% and above. If you can get 100%, that is amazing, but it is hard to do because hybrids are easier to grow, so a lot more people do grow them. So that is it for today, guys. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and hit that subscribe button to join the Wheaties family here online. Also follow up from the ER visit. Yeah, you kind of have to do that. Remember what I told you about the doctor, though. He works for you. You don't work for him. Don't let him push you around. You stand your ground. You understand? You got it? You stand your ground because, yeah, no, that doctor, he's being a putz. So, stand your ground. And if he has a problem with it, you tell him to call me. I'll take care of it. Because I can tell you right now what he's doing isn't right. So. And that's all I got to say about that. Sorry, guys. So that is it for today, or for now. I hope you guys have a great day. I am going to be going in, processing this video, and then we're going to jump on Facebook, and we're going to make those gummies. So I'm not waiting until noon. I'm not waiting for any of that. So, give me about 15 minutes and we will be in the kitchen making some gummies. Some infused gummies. Doesn't that sound good? Peach ones. Alright, good. Don't take him down. Don't do that. You remember, when you go see that doctor, you're paying his paycheck. Even though it's your insurance that's doing that, it's still you paying that paycheck. If you don't go to him, he don't get no paycheck. If everybody stopped going to him, he doesn't have a paycheck anymore. So No. He is there for you, not the other way around. So you don't work for him, he works for you. So that is it for today. Woohoo! I mean it this time. I'm an angel. My pillow says so. I have to get new pillows. So that is it for today. I hope you guys have a great day. Mwah! I will see you guys here in a few minutes, and then again on Monday, because today is Lucky Friday. Thank God it's Friday. We have to work on a CPS this weekend, so yay. Because it is a two-man job, so I have to help. So that'll be fun. So I hope you guys have a great day. I will see you soon. Bye-bye.